Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up with the Early Nerd Live. I'm your host, Steve, the Early Nerd. And as always, I'm talking quietly because if we wake up Mrs. Early Nerd, then we're all in trouble. So today's video is titled Pink Panther Movie Announcement. Now, I was reading on the internet this morning and I found an article in Hollywood Reporter that talking about they are making a new Pink Panther movie. Now, um, I don't know if any of you out there are old enough to remember the Pink Panther, but I do. I used to watch the cartoon frequently. I loved it, as a matter of fact. Uh, he hardly ever talked, and it was a lot like Tom and Jerry. Either he was the foil or he was the brunt, you know. And but I liked Pink Panther cartoons. Uh, you know, I really did. I still go back and watch them every now and again. Um, the Pink Panther did talk a couple of times. The only one I can remember is in one episode he talked and he says in an English accent, by the way, "Why can't man be more like animal?" That's the one time I ever heard him talk. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article from the Hollywood Reporter, and then we'll talk about it. Eddie Murphy is going pink. The actor is in negotiations to star in Pink Panther, the MGM comedy based on the classic property. He would star as Inspector Clouseau. Sonic the Hedgehog filmmaker Jeff Fowler is directing from a script by Chris Bremer, with Rideback's Dan Lin and Jonathan Eyrick, Aladdin, producing via their Rideback banner. Larry Mirisch and Julie Andrews are also producing. The Pink Panther films told the adventures of bumbling Inspector Clouseau, Peter Sellers, amazing actor, with the first film involving a jewel called the Pink Panther. A cartoon panther appeared in the opening credits and became popular in its own right, starring in cartoons over the decades. According to sources, the new feature project would be a live action CG hybrid and would combine both traditions. The premise takes a buddy cop movie tone to the proceedings, with the Inspector and Panther teaming up for the first time ever on the big screen. Insiders also classified the project as still in the deep development stages. Rideback's Ryan Halprin is executive producing. Um, of course, Murphy rose to fame being one of the top comedy stars in the world with hits like Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America in the 80s, Nutty Professor, Dr. Dolittle in the 90s, Shrek in 2000s. He most recently starred in Netflix's You People and Amazon's Coming to America. So Eddie Murphy is going to be playing Inspector Clouseau. Now, I have some thoughts on that. While Eddie Murphy is a great actor, and he's extremely funny. I love Eddie Murphy. I've loved him ever since uh, Delirious. By the time he was on Saturday Night Live, I'd already stopped watching it, so I never really watched any of his stuff on Saturday Night Live. But I did watch Delirious, his first stand up. And of course, it's classic. It's amazing. Everybody loved it. Everybody thought it was hilarious. And then Raw, Raw was hilarious. And so but I'm not really sure that he's going to be a good fit for Clouseau. Um, Now, before anyone gets the wrong idea, that has nothing to do with it. Okay? Just want to make that perfectly clear right at the very beginning because that's just not an issue to me. Um, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm just not sure that that's going to be a good fit. But we'll find out. I mean, who knows? Maybe he will pull it off. Maybe he will be fantastic as Clouseau, which which I actually hope happens. I hope he's good. The whole buddy cop thing with the CGI Pink Panther, nah, I don't know, but we'll see. That's all anybody could say at this point is we will see what is in store for Inspector Clouseau and the Pink Panther in this new movie. Now, I am somewhat halfway excited about it because I did like Pink Panther. I liked it a lot. It's one of my favorite cartoons. Um, I remember the Pink Panther movies with Peter Sellers. I used to watch them all the time when I was young. Every time they were on, I would watch them, and they were all really good. Peter Sellers was an amazing actor. Um, if you don't know who he was, look up those old Pink Panther movies and watch them. He was amazing in that role. Um, I even kind of enjoyed Steve Martin's version of Inspector Clouseau when that came out. I don't remember when that came out, but Beyonce was in it, and it was a decent movie. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't completely terrible. I mean, it wasn't Jet Benny. For those of you who don't know what Jet Benny was, look that up. I've seen a lot of really, really bad movies in my lifetime. I mean, really bad. Um, Jet Benny was, I think, the worst thing I've ever seen, and I even think that Plan 9 was better than that. Go figure. Look that one up if you're curious. Jet Benny. Uh, so here's to hoping that this movie's good. And and we'll see what happens here soon. Um, I don't know though. With the increasing use of AI to write stuff, there's just no telling what's going to happen now. We have been seeing a lot in the news um, about AI and the concerns behind it. Um, so I personally do not use any kind of AI, whether I'm writing or writing adventures or coming up with stories or anything else for D&D. I know people that do, and I know of people that do. I don't necessarily know them, but I'm in a few D&D Facebook groups, and I've read about a couple of people talking about how they love it. It saves all the guesswork for them. They just put an idea in, and ChatGPT comes up with an entire campaign. And more power to you. If that's what you want to do, just be careful. So I think that's about all I have for today. I do like to keep my videos relatively short. Uh, and So remember, as always, whether you're going to work or going to school on this fine Thursday morning, um, be safe, be careful out there, and always remember, Early Nerd loves y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Bye bye now.